So today I'm going to go over TEK 9DI. So students will review simple and compound sentences before learning to write compound complex sentences. They will identify, edit, and create compound complex sentences to improve writing clarity. So, good afternoon, class. Remember to start with the word of the day. Today's word of the day is novel. It's on the board, so please write it down. It mentions how something being new, something being introduced. So a novel idea I had was to gamify today's lesson, for example. So make sure you write that down in your journals. So as soon as that is done, we are going to start with our class bell ringer. You can go look into Google Classroom and you will get this bell ringer. Here it is. That has my name, the class, and I will be putting that into the what's it called? The big iPad. Y'all know that I sometimes forget the name, but that big iPad that we have, that's where it's going to be. So I'm going to read it out loud while you guys are looking for that in Google Classroom. So it's called bell ringer number 1, types of sentences. Instructions. Type and edit these 4 sentences. Please identify the type of sentences they are. A, simple sentence. B, compound sentence. C, complex sentence. And D, compound complex sentence. So first, you make sure you rewrite these. You're going to type these in your computer and you're going to correct the grammar and you're going to tell me what type of sentence it is, whether that's simple, compound, complex, compound, complex sentence. If you have your notes of those sentences, make sure you read them really quick. You have exactly 5 minutes. So I'm going to read them while you guys are editing them. So the first one, I studied for the test and I reviewed my notes. The second one, because you were late, you will have to walk to the front of the class and you will dance the Macarena. Number 3, I love mangoes. And number 4, I got good grades because I wanted the new PlayStation. So let's pretend the 5 minutes passed. Okay, class. So let's rewrite them together. So I'm going to write them on the board. So, Sabrina Carpenter, can you please tell me what were the errors of sentence number 1? Let's rewrite it. So, I studied, okay. You want to switch number 4 to the actual written 4. Awesome. For the test. And I reviewed my notes. My notes is all caps. We should lowercase them because it's not a person, place, or thing. So we're going to switch it to all lowercase. So reviewed. And I reviewed my notes. Period. Thank you, Sabrina. This is how it is written. Make sure that yours looks like this. If it doesn't, please edit it. Next one. Ben, could you please tell me how to write sentence number 2? So it says because, so instead of B and then just C-U-Z, we're going to spell the whole word because. Remember, guys, I know this is how sometimes we write in our text or when we talk to our friends, but in the class setting and in a professional setting, we don't do acronyms. We don't cut the letter short. We write the whole word. So please write the whole word of because. So because you were late, again, not texting, YOU. You were late. You will have to walk. Okay, so walk, we're going to do lowercase, right? Because it's not a proper noun. Walk is an action, it's a verb, so we're going to lowercase that. You will have to walk to the front of the class. Again, we're going to change the you to the actual word you of the class. And you will lowercase da dance the Macarena. Even though, guys, Macarena is an actual name, I've heard it specifically in Spaniard countries and Spaniard girls. In this case, Macarena is the name of the song, so probably we're not gonna uppercase the M in this for this example. Next, Charlie, can you please tell me number 3? So it says I love mango. So how do we fix this? So first of all, we're gonna capitalize I, and then instead of LUV, like we said, not texting, we're gonna do LOVE, and then mangoes. Period. Awesome job. Last but not least, can I have Jerry? Can you tell me what is wrong with the last sentence? So first of all, yes, I should be capitalized, sorry. Got is all capitalized. In this case, we're gonna lowercase all of it. Got good grades. Again, because we're gonna write the whole word because. I should be capitalized. Wanted the new PlayStation. Period. Thank you. Make sure all of y'all have edited these sentences as your bell ringer, and make sure you turn them in before class ends in your Google Classroom. So that's the end of this first bell ringer. So let's continue. So I'm gonna do a little recap of something you've been learning throughout this week, or something that you will learn that you learned last week, and we're gonna review and we're gonna build upon it. So last week, for those of you who don't remember, you did simple sentence and compound sentences. So can anybody guess what we're gonna do today? Don't worry about it. Good guess, good guess. We are going to do simple sentences and compound sentences, but we're going to take it up a notch. So I'm going to do a little recap. So you don't have to write this down unless you find something that you really want to write down for your notes. But I'll let you know when you must write something. So types of sentences. So simple sentence. I'm going to need some volunteers. So get ready, guys. I'm going to read the sentence first, so y'all kind of have a moment to think, and then I'll call on somebody. So, I love mangoes. That is our simple sentence, and we even saw it in our bell ringer. Michaela, can you tell me what the subject in the sentence I love mangoes is? Very good. The subject is I. Marco, could you tell me the verb of I love mangoes? Good job. It's love. Last but not least, Jerry, could you tell me what is the complete thought? The mangoes part, yes, because you could say it could be I love, but you're still missing something, which makes it the complete thought, which in this case it would be mangoes. Great job, Jerry. So now, recap of simple sentences. I know I never heard last week. You're like, guys, this is so easy. Like, I feel like we are in elementary. So let's take it up a little bit. So, compound sentences. Can anybody tell me what a compound sentence is? Oscar. Good job. A compound sentence is a sentence that has an independent clause and another independent clause. What is another word for independent clause, guys? Just blurt it out all together. Another word for independent clause is a simple sentence, a normal sentence. So good job. So now I'm gonna read the sentence so y'all can think a little bit. And then I'll call on some other students. So I studied for the test and I reviewed my notes. Taylor Swift. Can you tell me what the subordinating conjunction? Let's see if y'all remember. What is my subordinating conjunction? Remember, just a little hint, it is something that connects two clauses. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, it is and connects both independent clauses. So now we're going to see what are independent clauses. Tom. Yes, the first one would be I studied for the test. And Maria, can you tell me what the second independent clause is? Good job. I've reviewed my notes. Awesome. So completely, it would say I studied for the test and I reviewed my notes. So remember, guys, any subordinating conjunction is any word that connects. It's any fanboys. We're gonna review that, but we reviewed that last week as well. So fanboys, for and nor, but, or yet so. I don't think it's specifically that order. I think I misplaced one of them, but those are the subordinating conjunctions, and those are used to connect two independent clauses. So good job, guys. So now we're gonna do the last one in our recap. So this is a recap, guys. Remember. So our complex sentence. So can somebody tell me what is my independent clause? Charlie. My independent clause would be I got good grades. Good job. That is a complete sentence, guys. Remember, an independent clause is another word for a complete sentence, aka a simple sentence. We have different names for them, but it's the same thing. Independent clause is a simple sentence. Independent clause is a complete sentence. So next thing would be, what is my subordinating conjunction, Marco? I know it's not, it doesn't have like a separate little box, but it's there. I promise you it's there. Remember, fanboys, for and nor, or yet. So in this case, it's because. Okay, we're going to talk about this different type of connection, different word that we use to connect two clauses. So in this case, good job, good try. It's because, and then our dependent clause would be Jenica. Because I wanted the new PlayStation. That's my dependent. Because if I say because I wanted the new PlayStation, there's something missing, right? It's not a complete sentence, not a complete thought. Like it sounds like something's missing. And once we put it all together, I got good grades because I wanted the new PlayStation. It makes more sense than just saying because I wanted a new PlayStation, and then you're like, what's up? What's happening? So good job, guys. That was a good recap. So now we're gonna see this video, which is about a minute and a half, if I'm not wrong. So let's do that. Let's play it. So let's pretend like the first minute of the video we saw it. So guys, if you haven't caught up on the news yet, we are going to learn about compound complex sentences. So I know y'all are eager to know what exactly we're going to do, but I'm going to teach you today a little cheat sheet on how to identify compound complex sentence, specifically how to write them, how to edit them, how to clearly identify what it is, because I know it's a little bit tricky. We saw in our examples, I don't know if you saw, but in our bell ringer, we actually had one. But don't worry about it. We're going to talk more about it soon. So, are you tired of being basic, of having basic writing, and all your sentences sounding like, I love mangoes, I love football, I like playing video games? If you are, I got the perfect example for you. The perfect solution, specifically. So, I'm going to teach you how to become viral. What? Well, actually, I'm just clickbaiting you. I'm going to teach you how to become viral, specifically with your compound complex sentences, at least so that your sentences go viral for the right reason, guys. So I don't know if you've seen this. It's not the first time I've seen that, and I've currently seen it more, where there's always some content creators, there's always people online like arguing, beefing with each other, and then there's always that comment of that like combat of them saying, well, at least I know how to write a sentence. Imagine somebody tells you that. That would be a little bit embarrassing. So, obviously, not my class, not Mrs. D's class. Y'all are going to learn how to write awesome sentences, awesome compound complex sentences specifically. So, y'all never get that combat of, at least I know how to write a sentence. So, let's start. So, compound complex sentences are very, very important, guys. Not only because it gives you clarity to your writing, but it will help you in your more advanced writing courses. I know those of you who want to be in AP courses or college courses once you become a junior or senior, or once you pass all your TSI exams and all those exams that you need to be in the class, those are super, super important. They're going to be able to teach you and become better specifically at literary analysis essays and persuasive essays, which, a little heads up, is something that you're going to learn throughout your high school career and if you decide to keep going on to college. So these are very essential elements for your writing when you go up in the grades. So let's start. Okay. So a little thing, make sure you start writing notes. I am going to be telling you specifically, please write this down. So make sure you have your journals open. So first thing you're going to write on the top portion of the page, I'm going to write it with you. You're going to write, obviously the date. Today is September the 3rd, 2025. Okay, make sure you write at the top, that's going to be your title, compound complex sentences. Like this, guys. Make sure you have that on your journal. A little quick thing. Okay, did everybody write it down? Please thumbs up. Awesome, guys. So, let's continue. So make sure you write that down. So now, you're going to write definition. So make sure you write the word definition. and you're going to write the following. Two or more independent clauses plus at least one dependent clause. For some of y'all, this might seem familiar. For some of y'all, it might be confusing. You're like, why is there numbers? Why is the words at least in one and all of that? That's supposed to be math. Like, why am I doing this? Don't worry about it. We'll get through this. So make sure you have that definition written down. Please and thank you. I'm going to give you, 60 seconds? You can do it. 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53. Y'all are done? Awesome. Okay, let's continue. So, make sure when you see these little gems, I know you can see in your slides or in the e-keyboard. I forget what it's called, guys, but it's the little iPad thing that we have. Make sure that whenever you see those gems, you write these down in your journal. So make sure you write 3 essential parts. 3 essential parts in your journal. And you can do this in bullet points. I obviously did it like cute and pretty with the gems, but you can do bullet points or numbers. That works. So first one, you're going to do at least one dependent clause, at least 2 independent clauses, and 1 or more connections. So I'm going to teach you how to identify and how to write these compound complex sentence, and it's super easy. It just needs 3 main parts, okay? Make sure, if you don't remember like the whole definition, this is the easiest way to remember it. It's 1 dependent clause, at least. Like, it has to have at least 1, at least 2 independent clauses, and then 1 or more connections. The connections, we're going to go a little bit more into detail with them, but those are specifically your fanboys. We've talked about it last week. For and or yet, but or, so I mixed the order, but that's it. And subordinating conjunctions, we're going to actually talk about them today. So don't worry if you're a little bit confused, if you don't know, if you forgot what they were, don't worry about it. Even I get confused. So let's go. So make sure you have those 3 things written down. I'm going to continue. So first of all, make sure you write all of this in your notes, okay? I'm going to talk while you write, and then I'm going to be asking some questions, so make sure you're paying attention. So number 1, dependent clause. So you have at least 1. That's why I put +1. So it's a minimum of 1, guys. So at least 1 dependent clause. It is a clause that cannot stand alone. I repeat, cannot stand alone, guys. It is not a complete sentence. And these are the components. It is a subject, it is a verb, and an incomplete thought. An incomplete thought meaning there's like a cliffhanger, like in a movie or in a book where you're like, okay, what happened? That it's an incomplete thought. It's kind of like a cliffhanger, and it usually or often it starts, these type of clauses, these type of sentences start with because, although, if, when, since, unless, while, after, and before. So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to be asking. So make sure you're paying attention. So for example, because I went to the store, what happened, right? Another one. Although I broke my foot. Although what happened? Before I washed the dishes, what happened? So as you can see, all of these are like, they're all cliffhangers. They're all non-complete sentences. They're incomplete thoughts. So now get ready. I'm going to ask Benson Boone, can you give me an example of a dependent clause using, obviously don't copy my example, but using the words because, although, if, when, since, unless, while, or after. So I'm going to give you like 5 seconds. I'm just kidding. I'm going to give you a little bit of time while you think about it and while everybody else writes. Once you're ready, let me know. Very good, Benson. Okay. Unless I pass the exam, comma, cliffhanger. Awesome. I love it. It's an incomplete thought. Make sure you write whether one of the examples I did or Benson's example, which is very good. Make sure you write it that way you know you have an idea of what it is, just in case you forget. At least you know you have that example. So I'm going to give you a little bit like 20 more seconds to write this down, guys, so we can continue. Awesome. We're done? Okay, I'm going to switch the slide, so get ready. Don't be scared. Okay, so this one you also have to write in your notes. So this one I put it a +2. So independent clause, you have at least 2. Not 1, not 0, 2 or more, guys. So independent clause can stand alone. Can stand alone, which is yes, stands by itself. They can stand by itself. Another way to see it is a complete sentence. An independent clause is a complete sentence, a full sentence, guys. Specifically, these are the elements it has: subject, verb, and a complete thought. Meaning, it's full, it's complete. It has a start and an end. There's no other cliffhanger, nothing. Subject, verb, complete thought. Full thing. So I'm going to give you an example. We've actually seen it before in our bell ringer. I love mangoes. I love playing volleyball. I have 3 dogs. Like that, guys. So it's a complete thought. There's no incomplete, nothing like that. It's subject, verb, a complete thought. So now I'm going to call on Katniss. Can you tell me an independent clause? Just one. Give me an independent clause. My favorite color is yellow. Perfect. My favorite color is yellow. So my is our subject. Verb would be favorite. My favorite color. No. Verb would be is. So my favorite color is yellow. Good job. A complete thought would be yellow. Good. John, could you tell me another independent sentence, another complete sentence? I love kiwis. Okay. So I would be the subject, right? And what would be my verb? Love. Good job. So I love, and then the complete thought is kiwis. So how would we combine my favorite color is yellow with I love kiwis? Start thinking, guys. Start thinking. Don't worry about it. Don't answer yet. It's just a little foreshadowing of what we're going to do in the future, guys. So is everybody done writing this? Yes? No? I'll wait 5 seconds. Let me know once you're done with your thumbs up. Good job. Okay, everybody's done. Okay, make sure you also write this one, guys. So this one, you're going to write it as one connector or more. So at least one, guys. You have to have at least one or more. So the way you can remember is connectors, aka fanboys, and subordinating conjunctions. So last week, I was going to say yesterday, but last week we mentioned fanboys a little bit. Some of y'all remember, and some of y'all just needed a refresher, but y'all know this. Fanboys are for, and, nor, but, or, yet. So these are words that we connect clauses, right? So specifically, fanboys connect independent clauses, okay? And subordinating conjunctions, we're going to see them right now. So both of these, make sure you write connectors, aka fanboys, and subordinating conjunctions, and then bullet point, words that identify both dependent and independent. So what do I mean by identify? Whenever, we're going to see this, whenever you see a sentence, let's say, let's put I love mangoes and kiwis. Kiwis. I think that's how you write kiwis, guys. So what do I mean by identify? So like we said, a dependent clause is an incomplete thought, or it's not a full sentence. So in this case, it would be kiwis. Kiwis is just the subject, right? So therefore, this would be our dependent thought, right? But the way, how do I identify my independent clause? I love mangoes, right? And the way we can easily identify the difference between my dependent and my independent would be the and. The and is actually my fanboy. And because my fanboy is dividing this sentence into two parts, I can easily see before the and, this is my independent thought. It's my complete thought. And after my and, after my fanboy, it's an incomplete. It just says kiwis. We're still missing, we have the subject, but we're missing the verb and the complete thought. So that's what I mean by identify. It helps us know what part of the sentence we're looking at. And sometimes just by looking at that fanboy or that subordinating conjunction, even though we might not know what the dependent clause is or what the independent clause is, it gives us like a hint. It's there to help you guys. So make sure you write that down. And it is also, there's two types of connectors. So make sure you write this down. It's not only, it's only fanboys, only subordinating conjunctions. It's both. So there's two types of connectors, and I'm going to explain it a little bit with a metaphor. So make sure you write this down while I explain the metaphor, so y'all can kind of understand what these two things are. So I know y'all love scrolling. I love scrolling online, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it may be, whatever social media you might use. And we love scrolling all throughout our videos, right? But there's always, I don't know if you've seen videos that are more enticing, they're more interesting than others, and you're like, well, why is that, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I ask myself a lot of questions, and that is one of the things I'm like, why does this video have so much views, so much likes, versus this other one? Like, they look similar, or I think this person's more famous than this person. So let's explain that. So my metaphor of this is, for example, our connectors, for y'all to understand, are like the attention getters or the hooks in the videos. I know we also mentioned hooks in our essays, which is like that attention getting sentence for your audience. It's the same thing in videos. There's hooks, there's attention getters in our videos. For example, have you ever seen that one that says, stop scrolling? Or the one where it's like, I love doing, I love seeing these videos, especially, I'm pretty sure most people have seen them. At least I know my girlies for sure. The one that's like, clap, get ready with me while I do this. It's like that gets your attention so easily. Like, I'm just like, okay, what happened? Or somebody's like voice is also a great hook or attention getter. The last but not least is, I love a good story time, and I know there's a lot of story time videos where they say something so attention getting that you're like, oh my god, what happened? And for example, story time of when I almost got hit by my best friend's car. You're like, oh my god, what happened? So those guys, those would be our connectors. Those would be kind of like our way of, it tells us what it is. It tells us where the dependent clause, where where the independent clause are starting. So for me, that is a different way to put it on what these connectors are. So that would be our fanboys and our subordinate conjunctions. Even though they're not the complete sentence, they're not the complete thing, they give us an idea. They give us that hook, that intention getting into the sentence. And then specifically dependent and independent clause in this metaphor is the actual context and the ability of the speaker, of the content creator, of the person being able to actually tell the story. Because obviously all of those attention getters are good, but if somebody can't keep up and can't really tell a story, like, you're not going to stay in the video, you're not going to stay listening to the TED talk, you're not going to listen to the presentation that they have to say. Like, even when you guys present, if somebody, you can see if somebody starts a presentation like very outgoing, very like this, and they use hand movements, they move around, they present you with a model, like, it's more enticing, it's more interesting than if somebody just staring blatantly at you. And obviously we're not judging, everybody gets nervous, but that's just like a metaphor so y'all can understand with where I'm going with this. So make sure you write this down. So connecting independent clauses are coordinating conjunctions, aka fanboys. So, okay, my bad. I read that wrong. I need to edit these things. So, okay, I edited it already. That sounded weird. So, fanboys connect independent clauses. Like we said, fanboys are for and nor, but, or yet so. Also known as coordinating conjunctions. So, I'm going to ask Martha, can you tell me an example of a sentence using fanboys? Your fanboys are already there, so just make up a sentence that has them. So, I love chocolate, but I'm allergic. Good job. I feel kind of bad for you, right? But yes, that's a good example. I love chocolate, but I'm allergic to it. Very good. The fanboy is but, of course. Good job. So now for the second, make sure you also write this down. It says introduces dependent clauses. So subordinating conjunctions, for example, because, although, since, if, when, while, after, before, or unless. These subordinating conjunctions introduce dependent clauses. So I'm going to give an example, and then I'm going to ask somebody else to give another example. So we have something to go off from. Let's see. Because I wanted good grades, I studied all night. Okay? Because I wanted good grades, that is my dependent. I studied all night. That's my independent. So can somebody tell me another example using one of the subordinating conjunctions? Sebastian. Okay. Don't worry about it. I'll let you think. Good job. Although I ate a hamburger, I was still hungry at the movies. Good job. Usually, yes. It's always a good time for a snack. But yes, awesome example, because although I ate a hamburger, I was still hungry at the movies. The word is, the supporting conjunction is although. Good job. So now let's go back to something that we were doing at the beginning of class. and we're going to identify the compound complex sentences. So, I don't know, let me see if I can drag this. Okay. So, let's go. Y'all are going to come up here, I think. Hold up. Can I move it? Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to need 4 people to come up here. Not all at the same time. But you're going to choose what you want to do. So, Rapunzel. Okay, which one do you want to do? Dependent clause, independent clause, subordinate conjunction, or independent clause? Dependent clause. Okay, what do you think is my dependent clause? You can come up. Hopefully the iPad keeps working. So yes, we're gonna drag because you were late. Okay, good. Because you were late. It's not a complete thought. It's not a complete thought. It's a dependent clause. It's not a complete thought. Good job. Marco, which one do you want to do? Independent clause or subordinate conjunction or independent clause? Okay, you want to do subordinate conjunction? Okay, which one do you think it is? Okay, please drag it carefully. And good job. And now, Danielle and Marcus. So Danielle, which one do you want to do? You will dance the Macarena. Okay, which one? So it's independent clauses, but which one goes first? You will dance the Macarena and you will walk to the front of the class? Or is it you will walk to the front of the class, you will dance the Macarena? Okay, very good. It's you will dance the Macarena. In this case, it does make a difference, guys, because if the wording were different, you could put the Macarena first and then the other one. But the order of the sentence in this case does matter because it says, because you were late, you will have to walk to the front of the class. And it makes more sense of you dancing in front of their class and then saying the type of dance, which is a Macarena, than the other way around. So good job. And then last but not least, Marcus, right? You will have to walk to the front of the class. Okay. Good job, guys. Make sure y'all sit down completely. And make sure everybody writes this example in your journal. Just in case you need an example, make sure you write this one. So it says, because you were late, comma, you will have to walk to the front of the class and you'll dance the Macarena. Imagine, guys. So I'm just going to keep talking while y'all are writing. Imagine your teacher does this. That whenever you're late, you're going to have to dance in front of everybody. Actually, I think we didn't dance, but I think we had to sing in one of our college classes. Whenever we were late, we had to sing or do something. So imagine if we started doing this in this class. Usually y'all are never late, so don't worry about it. We're not going to do that, but imagine. I don't think anybody would be late, but yeah. So now we're going to do the guided practice, guys. Okay. So if I think they're already on your desks, if I'm not wrong. So this is what we're going to do. So you're going to cut, guys, and you're going to have this glue stick. And if you can see here, if you zoom in your Google Classroom, if you can see it, let me zoom in. You're going to have this cutout sentence practice. So I need you to pay attention before you actually start doing this, because you're going to get confused because we don't have color printers, okay? So guys, first of all, you're going to cut all of the little squares that are dotted. So for those of you who don't know or confused, dotted is, this marker doesn't work, guys. A dotted is like this. So make sure any dotted square, you completely cut it out. Make sure when you cut it out, guys, make sure you cut it in groups, because like I said, we don't have a color printer. So what I did was I put the little, the complete sentence, I put it in one little group, and then the other sentence in another little group. That way you don't get confused, because if you cut everything all randomly, you're going to mix up the sentence and they're not going to make sense. So please cut one group at a time, and that way you're not going to get confused. So I'm going to explain what it is, and then you're going to do it. And then obviously I'm still going to walk around just in case you need help. But for the first minute, I'm going to let you do it by yourself. And then if you need help, I will walk around and help you out. So once you have it cut, you're going to have these little pieces. Make sure you have them cut. And then after you cut the little groups, and make sure you don't lose your little groups, you're going to once you do that, you're going to cut the ones that are not dotted. They're in a complete straight line, so just cut the straight line as it is. Cut it completely. Once you do that, you are going to you're gonna put it in the construction paper I gave you guys, and it's gonna look something like this. I recommend that you do it vertically in your paper, or if it fits like this, it fits. So all the pieces of the sentence fit. So make sure it says dependent, independent, fanboys, and independent. Make sure that is the actual order you're doing it on when you paste it on your construction paper that I gave you. So once you have that, and then you cut, this is group 1. I think I wrote, yeah, we have the same sentence. No, I did another one. That way you guys won't copy. So the first one is since I got grounded. So what do you think that goes in? Dependent, independent, bound boys, or independent? So let's do this one together. Since I was grounded, I think it is James. Dependent. Good job. So you're going to paste it under the dependent, guys. You're going to group them. Okay. Now we moved our plans for Saturday. What does this sound like? This, I think it sounds like a Jennifer? Yes, I also think it goes with independent. So it's going to be like this. And then the and, what do I think? Peter, that is my fanboy. And by the end of the class, well, by the end of the 8 minutes or 10 minutes that I'm going to give you, I think, you're going to have them in groups and paste it like this in your own thing. Y'all can help each other if you can. If not, just make sure you complete yours and write your name, guys, because if you don't write your name, I cannot give you a grade, guys. Or your grade is going to be missing in the grade book. So make sure you do that. I'm going to start the timer for those 10 minutes. I'm going to leave you 1 minute alone, and then I'm going to keep walking around just in case you need help. Okay, guys? So let's start. Let's get this activity. Does everybody have scissors and glue? They should be in your little baggies. If not, let me know. Raise your hand, and I will go get you some. Okay, good job, guys. Everybody finished? Do we have time to check it? Not really. I'll check it after class for sure, guys. So now you're going to do it in independent. I know some of y'all love this. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. So you're going to do a quizzes, aka now Wayground. They changed their name, guys. So you don't have to look for it. Don't worry about it. It should be in your Google Classroom. There should be like a thing on it. Please, everybody start logging in. And if you don't see it or if it's locked, please let me know. It should be there. It should be working. So let's do that. As soon as y'all log in, let me know. If y'all have problems too, let me also know. Okay, so everybody logged in. Awesome, guys. Y'all are so great at technology. Y'all are the best. So make sure you complete this. Obviously, do it by yourself, guys. There is a little prize for the top 3, so try your best. And let's go. Let's start. So it says the first one, identify the sentence below. I would like. I'm also going to do it with you guys. Even though I know the time frame for me is a little bit harder, so I might not get them correct because of the time. So let's go. Let's see who wins. Me or you? Identify the sentence below. I would like. Ooh. Okay, I think it's this one. Let's pretend like we finished the game. Okay. Congratulations to everybody. Y'all did a great job. I think the first 3 places were Johnny, Maria, and Tony. Good job, guys. So before the end of class, or as soon as you finish your exit ticket, let me know, and there's gonna be a little prize for you at the end. So let's continue. Oh, actually, wow, guys, time flies by so fast. We have our exit ticket. So there's a little sticky note. There should be a little sticky note on your desk. And listen to the instructions before you start writing. So make sure you write your name on that sticky note, guys. If there's no name on your sticky notes, it's like you're absent, you didn't do the work. Okay? So it says, write your own compound complex sentence in the post-it note on your desk. So what I'm saying is you're going to write your own. We've been learning about compound complex sentences, right? So you're going to write your own example. Don't copy them from your notes. Y'all are smarter than this. Come on. Write your own compound complex sentence in that post-it note and make sure you write your name. As soon as you finish, please post it on the thing. Before we leave, if we have time, I will read 3 of them, and then class will be you can start packing, and then class will be dismissed once I announce it. So make sure all of you are sitting down until I let you know that the bell rings. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, very good. So let's start reading your notes. Let me get to the... Okay. Let's say, Tony, since we wanted to have fun, my friend and I went to the school social. My friend and I went to the school social and we danced all night. Okay, it's a little bit more advanced. I love that. I love that. And yes, it is a compound complex sentence. Awesome. So since we wanted to have fun, that's dependent. My friend and I went to the school social. That is independent. And then and is my fanboy. And then we danced all night is independent. Good job. It's a little bit more complicated, but I love it. Next one. Once I had the news. Okay, wait. This one's from Matthew. Once I had the news, I called Nathan and we made plans to celebrate. Okay, so my dependent is once I heard the news, right? And then independent, I called Nathan, yes. And is my fanboy, and we made plans to celebrate. Good job. Good job, Nathan. Last but not least, our last example is... okay. Although I'm not good at sports, comma, that's my dependent. I like playing basketball. Okay, that's my independent. And is my fanboy. I enjoy improving my volleyball skills. So I'm going to read it completely. So although I'm not good at sports, I like playing basketball and I enjoy improving my volleyball skills. Good job. I love it. Awesome job. I'm pretty sure everybody did a great job, guys. Make sure we're almost leaving. It's 5 minutes till we leave. So make sure you write and turn in everything that you need to. Make sure you turn in the bell ringer. Make sure you turn in the exit ticket. make sure you write out your notes. If you missed any for some reason, get them from a friend. At this time, you can start packing, but I need everybody sitting down. So try to pack sitting down, guys. That is today's, I guess, thing. I don't know what it's called. Y'all get the point. Please, don't get up and finish packing up, and then a minute before the bell, I will let you go. And the people who want the 3 places, please come up to me at this moment so I can give you your little prize, as well as the 3 people on the ESIC tickets. Y'all did great as well.